Have you ever stood frozen, watching someone hurt your child in front of a crowd, and no one stepped in to stop it? That's what happened to me in the middle of Outrage Mall, a place where families shop for school clothes and grab soft pretzels on lazy Saturday afternoons. My daughter, Emma, was bleeding from her neck, her small hands clutching at the wound, because a woman, our HOA president, of all people, decided my autistic daughter didn't belong in public. My name is James Carter, and this is the story of how one act of cruelty sparked a war I never saw coming. I'm a retired Marine, 52 years old, with 20 years of service under my belt. I've seen combat zones, carried the weight of decisions that haunt me, and came home to a quiet life in Maple Grove, a tidy suburb outside Charlotte, North Carolina. Maple Grove is the kind of place where neighbors wave from porches, kids ride bikes until dusk, and the HOA sends polite letters about mailbox colors. I thought it was perfect for raising a family. I met my wife, Ellen, at a veterans charity event. She's a librarian, calm and kind, with a knack for seeing the good in people. After years of struggling to start a family, Emma arrived a miracle at 8 pounds, 6 ounces. By age 4, we learned she was autistic. She doesn't talk much, but her world is vivid. She loves the sound of rain on windows, can spot a ladybug from across the yard, and hums when she's happy, her hands fluttering like tiny birds. Raising Emma isn't easy. There are meltdowns, nights when Ellen and I take turns rocking her to sleep. But there's joy, too pure, unshakable joy in the way she notices things others miss. I left my job as a logistics manager to care for her full-time. Ellen still works, so I handle Emma's therapies, her routines, her world. That's when I started noticing our HOA president, Patricia Langley. At first, it was small things, letters about our fence height, complaints about Emma's sensory swing in the backyard. But Patricia's tone grew sharper. "Your daughter's noises are disruptive," she wrote once. "Have you considered a specialized home?" I ignored it. Ellen said to let it go. But something told me Patricia wasn't just a busybody. She was watching us, waiting. Emma had been working with her therapist for months to handle crowded places. A trip to Outrage Mall was a big deal, a reward for her progress. We planned it carefully. Noise-canceling headphones, her stuffed giraffe, a clear schedule. That day, Emma was beaming, humming as she stared at the mall's glass ceiling, sunlight dancing in her eyes. Ellen and I felt proud, hopeful. We browsed a toy store, and Emma clutched a book about butterflies. We promised her ice cream next. I stepped out to pull the car closer while Ellen took Emma to the restroom. I wasn't gone 10 minutes. When I returned, a crowd had gathered near the food court. People were shouting, pointing. I pushed through and saw Ellen on the floor, cradling Emma. Blood-soaked Emma's purple sweatshirt, her hands pressed to her neck. My heart stopped. A security guard stood frozen. A teenager was filming. And there, 10 feet away, stood Patricia Langley, arms crossed, a letter opener in her hand, its blade glinting with blood. "What did you do?" I roared, dropping to my knees beside Emma. Ellen's hands shook as she whispered, "She's okay, she's breathing." Emma whimpered, her eyes wide with fear. I ripped off my jacket and pressed it to her neck. The cut was deep but not fatal. Patricia spoke, her voice cold. She was flapping her hands. I thought she was a threat. Ellen screamed, "She's a child." Patricia tilted her head. "Then maybe she shouldn't be in public, scaring people." A bystander, a woman with a toddler, gasped. I saw it all. That girl did nothing. Security approached, hesitant. The teenager handed his phone to a guard. I got it on video. She attacked the kid unprovoked. Patricia's face twitched. "I was defending myself," she snapped. That child lunged at me. Police arrived, took statements, and reviewed the footage. Paramedics bandaged Emma and rushed her to the hospital. Ellen went with her. I stayed to talk to Officer Ramirez, who looked shaken. "We've got the video and witnesses," he said, "but we need to review it fully before charging her." I stared at Patricia, still standing there, not cuffed, not detained. Her eyes met mine, not with guilt, but with defiance. That night, the video hit the internet. The teen posted it with the caption, "HOA tyrant attacks autistic girl." It exploded online. Justice for Emma trended. Strangers' parents, teachers, veterans sent messages of support. I read them through tears, but the rage inside me grew. This wasn't going to end with a police report. Patricia wasn't just our HOA president. She ruled Maple Grove like a dictator. She was 64, always in tailored skirts and pearl necklaces, her blonde hair sprayed stiff. She carried a clipboard like a weapon, issuing fines for unapproved flower beds or unsightly yard signs. Neighbors whispered about her how she fined a veteran for a flagpole, how she reported a family's therapy dog as a nuisance. Her complaints about Emma started small, but turned personal. Her humming disturbs the peace, she'd say. Once, when Emma was stimmying in our driveway, Patricia muttered, "Not exactly fitting for Maple Grove, is she?" I confronted her. She smiled thinly. "Just looking out for the community, James." The mall attack wasn't random. Ellen had posted on a neighborhood Facebook group about Emma's big day. Patricia must have seen it, followed us, and waited for her moment. She struck when I was gone, knowing Emma was vulnerable. After the incident, neighbors shared their own stories. A widow said Patricia tried to block her ramp for aesthetic violations. A teacher said she was fined for a pride flag. Patricia wasn't just strict, she was a bully hiding behind rules. And I'd let her live across the street for 5 years. That was my mistake. The day after the attack, Emma was still in the hospital. Ellen stayed by her side. I went to the HOA's emergency meeting, called by Patricia to address safety concerns. She thought she could spin the narrative. She didn't know who I was. I walked in, the room buzzing with tension. A photo of Patricia holding the bloody letter opener was taped outside, labeled "End the Tyranny." Patricia entered, clipboard in hand, and started, "Let's keep this civil." I cut her off. "My name is James Carter. My daughter, Emma, was attacked by Patricia Langley 48 hours ago. I'm a retired Marine, formerly with Marine Corps Intelligence. I've already sent the video, witness statements, and Patricia's HOA emails to the North Carolina Attorney General's office and the Department of Justice, citing harassment of a disabled child under the ADA." The room went silent. Patricia's face paled. I continued, "I've also filed a petition to remove Patricia as HOA president. I have 25 signatures, more than enough." Neighbors erupted. "She fined me for my son's wheelchair," one shouted. "She called my PTSD dog a threat." The stories poured out. I handed the petition to the HOA secretary. Patricia stammered, "This is a smear campaign." I looked at her. "No, Patricia. This is justice." That night, I met Detective Sarah Klein. She confirmed the charges: felony assault, child cruelty, and a hate crime enhancement. "The evidence is ironclad," she said. "But Patricia's got a lawyer spinning Emma as dangerous." I clenched my fists. "We'll fight back." The next morning, local news ran the story. Channel 9's Rachel Holt interviewed me on our porch. "Emma loves butterflies and soft blankets," I said. "She deserved to feel safe." The clip went viral. Messages flooded in from across the country, parents of autistic kids, Marines, even an HOA president ashamed of Patricia's actions. Within 72 hours, Patricia was arrested. Police arrived at her house at noon, neighbors watching, some filming. She opened the door in a blazer, still prim, but her confidence cracked as they cuffed her. The charges stuck: felony aggravated assault, cruelty to children, hate crime. The judge denied bail, calling her a community threat. The courtroom murmured approval. Ellen and I sat in the front row, hands clasped, watching Patricia's world collapse. Emma recovered slowly. The cut missed major arteries, but the scar remains. She's quieter now, but last week, she pointed at falling leaves and whispered, "Yellow." It was her first new word in months. I broke down. The community rallied, churches sent meals, kids drew cards. The HOA ousted Patricia unanimously and passed an autism-friendly policy, adding sensory zones at events. Maple Grove feels different now, warmer, closer. Kids play freely. Neighbors smile. 3 months later, the DA pushed for a 20-year sentence under North Carolina's hate crime laws. I testified, sharing Emma's story. Rachel Holt's new series on HOA abuse went national, sparking calls for reform. Ellen and I spoke at a town hall. Emma joined us, clutching her giraffe, waving shyly. The crowd stood, cheering. Patricia's trial is set for spring. Her lawyers tricks claiming insanity, blaming the media failed. The evidence is too strong, the outrage too loud. It's been 6 months. Emma's scar fades, but we still check on her at night. Trauma lingers, but so does strength. Last week, she helped Ellen bake cookies, giggling as flour dusted her nose. Maple Grove is home again, not because Patricia's gone, but because we fought for it. Justice isn't perfect, but it's real. And Emma, my brave girl, is proof that love wins. What would you do if someone hurt your family? Should violence like Patricia's ever go unpunished? Share your thoughts in the comments. Tell us where you stand on fighting injustice and protecting the vulnerable. Your voice matters.